The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. seeks to finish the distribution of cash assistance to rice retailers the soonest possible time. A Pasig City court acquits Rappler Chief Executive Officer Maria Ressa from her remaining tax evasion case. The Department of National Defense confirms the presence of a U.S. naval aircraft during the resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal. And find out the official stance of the U.S. State Department regarding the recent meeting between North Korea and Russia on potential war weapon supply. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, September 12, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harding Delgado. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. meets with concerned agencies to tackle the updates on the implementation of executive order on the imposition of mandated price ceiling on rice in Malacañang. The president wants the distribution of cash grants for rice retailers to be finished immediately. Nel Maribohok reports.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development targets to finish the distribution of livelihood assistance to affected rice retailers by September 14. This is in response to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s order to expedite the payout of 15,000 peso cash grants and in compliance with the election period spending ban.
The President instructed us to finish this as the soonest possible time. He likes the idea of finishing it by the 14th, pero we told him na we really want to, we have applied for an exemption in the eventuality na may mga unforeseen circumstances that will cause some delay.
Secretary Gatchalian said that there are 5,942 micro and small rice retailers in the list who have permits and registration in public and private markets. He said they are targeting to finish the payout in all highly urbanized cities and regions before their imposed deadline and would resume distribution to areas where beneficiaries failed to receive assistance.
We promise that we will go back to areas na may mga hindi nakasipot na mga nasa list so that we can make sure na mabigyan rin sila ng livelihood grant. That's the basis of our appeal.
PBBM's Executive Order Number 39 mandates a price cap of 41 pesos per kilogram for regular milled rice and 45 pesos per kilogram for well-milled rice, which became effective last September 5, 2023. Nel Maribohok, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed an executive order or EO which extends the moratorium on the payment of the principal obligation and interest of the amortization due and payable by agrarian reform beneficiaries under the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. The extension stands to benefit 129,059 beneficiaries, tilling 158,209 hectares of land whose land awards did not reach the cutoff period of July 24, 2023 that was provided under Republic Act 11953. The EO extends the agrarian debt moratorium implemented under EO 4 that was issued by President Marcos on September 13, 2022 to another 2 years or until September 13, 2025. Rappler Chief Executive Officer Maria Ressa is now free from tax evasion cases filed by the former administration. Dante Amento tells us why.
The Pasig City Regional Trial Court Branch 157 acquitted on Tuesday, September 12, Rappler's Chief Executive Officer Maria Ressa from her remaining tax evasion case. Ressa stressed they survived from persecution by the former administration.
We hold the line, and this proved that we can hold the line.
The court said Ressa and Rappler Holdings Corporation did not commit the offense charged with them. The Court of Tax Appeals in January 2023 also acquitted Ressa in 4 related tax cases.
We've seen in other cases that have been resolved that rule of law is stronger, that facts remain. You know, last January I said facts win, truth wins, and we can continue. Justice. Yes, thank you. Facts win, truth wins, justice wins.
The online news website chief added the attack or fear for press freedom is now lifted during the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
I think what we've seen, the transition from the last administration to this administration, is a lifting of fear, right? Do you guys agree with me? We feel it in the public. We feel it even, I suppose, among the cases, the court, the journalists.
Meanwhile, Ressa is still facing 2 other cases before the Court of Appeals and Supreme Court. This is over the shutdown order by the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC against Rappler and the appeal over her cyber libel conviction with Rappler former researcher Reynaldo Santos Jr. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The camp of former Senator Leila de Lima filed an administrative complaint at the Judicial Integrity Board, or GIB, of the Supreme Court this afternoon, September 12. They urged the court to impose disciplinary sanctions against Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court Branch 256 Judge Romeo Buenaventura for his alleged late inhibition in the drug case of de Lima. Buenaventura's brother, attorney Emmanuel Buenaventura, was a former legal counsel of de Lima's co-accused, Ronnie Dayan.
Ito pong kaso ay isang administrative complaint na inihain ng mga complainants dahil po sa belated po na pag-inhibit po ng isa pong judge na humahawak sa kaso ni former Senator Leila de Lima. At sa pagtingin po ng mga complainants ay tainted po yung ganong klaseng belated inhibition at dahil dito ay nagkaroon ng sense of impropriety.
And due to the issue of conflict of interest, de Lima and the co-accused asked Judge Buenaventura to inhibit from the remaining drug case.
And for the news abroad, following the successful testing of cluster munitions, the United States administration is considering to ship long-range missiles to Ukraine. Annie Mancilio will give us the details live. Yes, Annie?
Good evening, Kathy. The United States administration led by President Joe Biden is close to approving the shipment of long-range missiles packed with bombs to Ukraine. This is to provide a country with a capability to cause severe damage within Russia-occupied territory. According to the U.S. officials who requested anonymity, this is following the success of the Army tactical missile system known as ATACMS that can fly up to system known up to 306 kilometers and the guided multiple launch rocket system or GMLRS missiles. The approval of either or both weapons will provide Ukraine the push against Russian forces due to the capacity to propel more bomblets or cluster munitions. Moreover, Kyiv has repeatedly requested the U.S. administration for ATACMS to disrupt Russian air bases, supply lines, and rail networks in Russian-occupied territory. No final decision has been made if these missile systems will be approved and included in the next Presidential Drawdown Authority shipment to Ukraine. Meanwhile, these cluster munitions are banned by more than 100 countries, including Russia, Ukraine, and the United States, due to the danger the failed bomblets pose for decades. Back to you, Kathy.
Thank you, Annie Mancilio, reporting live from Singapore. The administration of United States President Joe Biden called for strengthened sanctions on potential war weapon supply talks between North Korea and Russia. U.S. spokesperson said it is not a social gathering. RK Lorcal will give us the details.
U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said on Monday, September 11, that the United States will continue to hold accountable those entities that help Russia's military war campaign in Ukraine. This is after North Korean media confirmed that Kim Jong-un, leader of North Korea, boarded his personal train from Pyongyang Sunday afternoon to meet with President Vladimir Putin in Vladivostok, Russia, as his first foreign trip since the pandemic. In a press briefing, Miller reminded that any transfer of arms from North Korea to Russia would be in multiple violations under United Nations Security Council resolutions. However, he did not specify whether the U.S. would impose penalties on either countries or on both, but emphasized that the situation is under close surveillance and that should wait and see the outcome of the meeting of both.
So, we're going to monitor very closely the outcome of this meeting. I will remind both countries that any transfer of arms from North Korea to Russia would be in violation of multiple United Nations Security Council resolutions.
He also added that the Kim-Putin meeting is not a social gathering and that the U.S., which provides billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine, is aggressively aware about the country's actively advancing arms negotiation. Both Russia and North Korea are already under heavy sanctions, and the U.S. has been warning its other competitors and adversaries, including China, against helping Russia in its military offensive force. RK Liorca, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Kathy. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. A maritime affairs expert explains no international law was violated when a U.S. aircraft was spotted during the resupply mission in Ayungin Shoal last Friday. This report explains why.
The Department of National Defense, or DND, confirms the presence of a U.S. Navy aircraft during the resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal. In today's Senate hearing on China's aggressions in the West Philippine Sea, the agency notes that it was coordinated with the armed forces of the Philippines. This as Senator Robin Padilla questioned the need for United States support during the resupply mission. DND Undersecretary Ignacio Madriaga says the U.S. Poseidon aircraft was in the vicinity at the time of the activity only to monitor maritime domain awareness, noting that the aircraft is not a warplane.
Simple lang naman po yung tanong ko, Chairman. Yeah, Mr. Inaamin po ba natin na hindi natin kaya? Kailangan natin ng US Navy doon, paikot-ikot. Yun lamang po. Kailangan lang po nating linawin talaga kung bakit may Amerikano doon.
Siguro ang gustong tanongin ni Senator Robin, kung wala ba yung presence na US aircraft doon, hindi magiging successful yung resupply mission natin sa PRP Sierra Madre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hindi po. Ang naging successful po yung RORE natin is dahil sa katapaling ng ating mga Coast Guard at Philippine Navy personnel at saka yung mga civilian personnel. Yung presensya po ng Amerikano doon is tulong lang po yun sa maritime domain awareness at parang may eye in the sky na nanonood ng buong pangyayari.
Maritime Affairs expert Professor J. Batong Bakal explains no international law was violated, saying that the U.S. aircraft had no direct involvement in the resupply mission.
Mayroon pong freedom of navigation and overflight po dun sa paligid ng Ayungin Shoal. So yung pong U.S. military aircraft na nandun, kahit ba may operation o wala pong nababiolate na international law sa paglipad niya doon at pagpanood doon sa mga nangyayari doon.
Bakit po tayo pumapayag ngayon na ganito na nag-escalate meron ng Amerikano? Na-handle naman natin to ng 6 na taon na tayo-tayo lang. Na-handle ko nga yan, bangka lang dala ko eh. Bangka.
Yung escalation po na nababanggit nyo, hindi po yan ngayon lang nangyari at hindi po yan dahil sa Amerikano, kundi dahil sa mga Chinese nga po na talagang in-increase yung pressure para patalsikin tayo sa West Philippine Sea.
Unlike Padilla, Senate President Juan Miguel Migzubiri believes the Philippines need help from its allies.
I have a contrary opinion. let us use our friends and alliances to help strengthen, no, para palakasin ang ating claim dito sa exclusive economic zone natin. Kailangan natin ang tulong ng ating mga kaalyado, whether we like it or not.
With or without the help of its allies, the Defense Department promises to continue the successful rotation and resupply missions to the BRP Sierra Madre.
Sir, wala po tayong inaamin at hindi po tayo aamin na hindi natin kaya ang trabaho. Medyo kay may Amerikano o sinong ibang bansa po, kaya po ng Philippine Navy, kaya ng Philippine Coast Guard po yan. Hindi po tayo susuko dyan.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Senate vows to study the proposal made by Ombudsman Samuel Martires to stop the publishing of audit observations of the Commission on Audit or COA. Senator Sonny Angara, who chairs the Senate Committee on Finance, says they will look into the suggestion, noting the constitutional right of the public to information in matters of public concern. During the budget deliberations at the House of Representatives, Martires suggested to lawmakers to remove the provision in the national budget requiring the publication of audit observations of COA, saying that this causes confusion and generates perceived corruption from the public. Lawmakers questioned the absence of top officials of the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office or PCSO during the budget deliberation of its 2024 proposed budget before the House Appropriations Committee. Meanwhile, PCSO uses confidential funds to battle illegal gambling in the country. Rosa Licos will tell us why.
Members of the House Appropriations Committee criticized the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office or PCSO due to absence of its top officials during the deliberation of its 2024 proposed budget. PCSO General Manager Mel Robles as well as PCSO Chairman Juni Cua were not present during the budget hearing.
The big bosses of the government-owned and controlled corporation known as the PCSO wouldn't attend the budget hearings insofar as their budget is concerned, while secretaries of the different departments of government would be present.
If it's really about courtesy, why are your two leaders not here? They are an embarrassment to the Bongbong Marcos administration. Where is the unity in PCSO when your two leaders are not here?
Meanwhile, PCSO revealed it is using its confidential funds to fight illegal gambling in the country. This was in response to Surigao del Norte 2nd District Representative Robert Ace Barber's query on how PCSO fulfill its mandate and prevent illegal gambling. According to Lauro Patiag, Assistant General Manager of PCSO, their confidential funds for 2023 is 100 million pesos. So far, they have already utilized 25 million pesos.
Kaya nga ang question, ang mandate nyo is to eradicate illegal gambling in the country. Or what policy will you be implementing in order to stop the proliferation of the illegal gambling in the country?
We have a budget for this from the confidential fund, from which we gathered information regarding illegal gambling activities in the provinces. And this is being processed po by the management po, and they coordinate with the law enforcement agencies.
Patiag also said that the use of PCSO's confidential fund is in accordance with Joint Circular 2015 issued by the Commission on Audit, Department of Budget and Management, and other government agencies. Rosa Licos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, an American caver who was trapped from Turkey's third deepest cave has been rescued after days long of international rescue operation. Paul Gatchalian would tell us why.
A United States caver and researcher who have been trapped from more than 3,300 feet underground in southern Turkey cave was rescued early Tuesday, September 12, by an emergency team It was confirmed by the Speleological Federation of Turkey in a post from X, formerly known as Twitter, and congratulated those who helped with the rescue operation. Mark Dickey, 40, a veteran cave diver and scientist, has fallen ill in September 2 due to severe gastrointestinal bleeding in the underground of Morka Cave, Turkey's third deepest cave. About 150 people from different countries have joined the rescue operation that lasted for 9 days, and the European Cave Rescue Association said that all cave rescuers who took part in the effort remain fit and well. Dickey's condition, on the other hand, has improved after receiving immediate medical treatment, including blood transfusion and intravenous medications, while slowly being carried out from a stretcher. Paul Gatchalian, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Moroccan government has indicated that they want to proceed with the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and World Bank annual meetings despite losses from Friday's deadly earthquake. According to an anonymous spokesperson, there are currently no change of plan for the annual meetings, which are scheduled to take place on October 9 to 15, 2023 in Marrakesh. On the other hand, the International Monetary Fund and World Bank have not commented on the matter, but have expressed condolences for the losses and damage caused by the earthquake, as well as their support for Morocco, including urgent short-term financial needs. As of Monday, September 11, the death toll from the 6.8 magnitude earthquake has risen to nearly 2,900, while more than 2,500 had been injured. The quake hit high Atlas Mountains, 72 kilometers southwest of Marrakesh, on Friday night, with a collapse of mud brick houses in hard-hit areas, making rescue and search efforts more difficult. The annual meetings are expected to bring over 10,000 people to Marrakesh, including those from their 190 member states, media crews, non-profit, and other society groups. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I'm Kathy Navarro, live from Vietnam. Good evening.
The man involved in the road incident in Valenzuela City surrendered to the authorities today and was presented to the media. According to the driver, he will answer the questions thrown at him in court. Gladys Tuabi will tell us why.
Marlon Malabote, the driver involved in the road incident in Valenzuela City, says that the truth behind the incident will come out. He has stated that he is willing to answer all the questions posed to him in court, even though he refuses to reveal his face. Marlon confirmed that he is the driver seen in the video involved in the road rage incident in the city. Attorney Eliza Marquez, who represents Marlon, states that they are fully committed to going through due process.
I respect po yung kanyang decision not to disclose. So I know that the public is asking and inquiring kung ano po talaga yung actual na nangyari and kung ano yung nararamdaman niya. But then again, we have the due process and we have to respect the constitutional right of the accused, or hindi pa nga po siya accused kasi wala pa pong naipa-file na case. Or kung may naifile man, he still a respondent po doon. Hindi pa po accused, hindi pa po suspect.
As a response to the incident, the local government will add LED street lights and closed-circuit television or CCTV cameras to the city's secondary roads to enhance resident safety. Meanwhile, Mayor Wes Gatchalian reminds the public, especially those who possess firearms, to be responsible. Gladys Tuabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority announced that the full implementation of single ticketing system may happen within this month. JP Nunez will tell us why.
After months of a pilot run since May this year,
the single ticketing system in Metro Manila will soon be fully implemented. Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA Acting Chairman Attorney Don Artes said it will be this September. He said that the single ticketing devices needed for the issuance of tickets for violations and online payment of fines have been distributed to some other cities. However, Metro Manila Council Chairman and San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora said they still need to adjust the online payment method. He elaborated that the online platforms have different charges for transactions including GCash, Maya, Land Bank, and Bayad Center.
So ang Metro Manila Council po kami ay magpapasa ng isang resolusyon calling on the digital payment platforms to just have a common amount for the service fee, no, para hindi na rin malito yung mga motorista.
Another issue they need to address within a week is the bond that will come from the online service provider. According to Mayor Zamora, the online payment provider proposes only 12,000 pesos of a bond, while the estimated city collection from violators is around 10,000 pesos a day or 300,000 pesos a month. The bond is the amount of money that the city will use if the online service provider fails to remit their collection on time. Mayor Zamora emphasized that it is vital for the auditing conducted by the Commission on Audit.
We are calling on the service providers na magkaroon na lang nga sana ng unified or uniform amount ng bond para po mag-implement na. Pag maisarado ho natin ang kasunduan sa mga digital payment platforms, by next week po siguro, we can launch already.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our kasambahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 17, it says, "He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth." And those are the reasons behind the news, September 12, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Harleen Delgado. We serve the people, we give glory to God.